Okay, I keep trying to record this video, but my family is so loud that I've stopped. So if they're loud now, I'm just gonna go. Sorry. That's like working at home. I got to see some of you today, and that was exciting. Congrats coming your way because you guys are gonna graduate. So here's what we're gonna do. We've finished the content. We've gone over everything. And so now we need to review for the final test. So I'm going to go, this will serve as your kind of assignment slash review because these are review questions from different strands. You'll just need to answer those questions. And while you're answering them, I'm going to be kind of giving you an overview of what the strands are. So you can allow my voice to lull you to sleep. Or if you want to get a good idea of what will be included on the test, it's going to include what I read off. So you can just kind of let it get to your subconscious. That's good. That's it. Maybe that'll help on the test. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start us off. Kapow on strand 1. Oh, and here's my thought is after we have the final test, I feel like I'm done grading. I don't want to anymore. So from there, I think if we have a Zoom, like some kind of a Zoom game, will you guys give me ideas? Zoom game that we play. I picture like we have a bunch of cards that are serial killer cards, and I read off the clues, and whoever gets it right that's kind of a morbid game, but that was kind of a morbid class. So we could do that. I don't know. You guys give me some tips. Okay. This slide, you can see there's some stuff for you to do. And I know you know how to read. So while I'm kind of telling you what's in the curriculum, so you'll see me look down because I have my planner book. Bing. So I have my planner book. And so I'm going to be reading off to you like what we went over so you can kind of remember. And then by next time I'll have a Quizlet, and I'll also have the test made available so you can take as much time as you need. Well, within reason. You can take the time you need to get that done. Okay, donezo. We want to be donezo with assignments. So maybe that last game we can just kind of have a good send off. It'd be kind of fun. Just let me know if that's something you guys would want to do. Okay, so you're answering these questions while I'm telling you about Strand 1. So Strand 1 is the Introduction to Medical Forensics. Students will explore the fundamental aspects of medical forensics. What that included was history and development of medical forensics, which we went over. We explored some careers, and then it goes into which organizations help with basically crime scenes and crime labs. And then it says, describe the importance of physical evidence and observation. We sure described it. We sure did. Okay. And then we're into strand 2. So hopefully you've answered this. This is on your assignment. So you're good on the whole top to bottom, left to right thing. Hopefully. Okay. Strand 1 continued because I thought it needed 2 questions. So this is where you will do some matching. So we have some organizations that help with crime scene science, forensic science. So I want you to match it up. 1 equals this and 2 equals that. I numbered this weird, so I might have to I'll figure it out. It'll be in the sheet. Bink, bink, bink. Okay. So we're going to strand 2 next, which is what we just kind of did. This one I just want you to answer what is PPE, and then I want you to sequence those things so you can read through it. But in strand 2, that was lab skills. We have some skills in the lab. So just demonstrate your knowledge of how to use PPE and how to put it on, take it off, and make sure that you're not cross-contaminating the scene, as well as not injuring yourself by getting something dangerous on you. So what is the lab equipment? How to use it safely? Do you do dumb things in the lab? No, you don't. You just don't. And then lab procedures. Boy, that was the boringest strand I ever heard of. So boring. So hopefully that was from last time. So we just went over it. Okay. So hopefully you got that, big guy. Whoopsie. 3. Okay. So I put in Dr. G because I showed you a Dr. G. Those shows are cool. If you can get your hands on those. Where I really love medical forensics is in the autopsies. Those are fascinating to me. So watching that show was something that I got into for a while. That was my show. But okay, you're matching these ones. These are careers. Okay. Yeah, so we're into strand 3, which is medical forensics investigation. Students will describe techniques used to process a homicide crime scene and preserve the evidentiary value of the scene. That's so dumb the way they wrote that. Okay. So we're just talking about crime scenes. That's what we're doing. And we talk about the first one there and the one who basically is going to ensure the safety of the people there and the crime scene. Make sure that it doesn't get contaminated. Okay. This strand also talked about evidence collection, and yeah, that's basically it for strand 3. So do you got it? If not, there's a pause. Okay, strand 4. We went over this a couple weeks ago. I don't know. All time is the same now. Okay, strand 4. Students will identify and analyze trace evidence, emphasizing hair and fiber. So this is talking about fibers and hairs, these 2 questions. So answer those. Okay, so it also went into what's natural fibers and what's synthetic. So I'm going to give you kind of a hint here because I'm going to just read off some. And then you can be like, oh, I remember that one's natural. Okay, so if I said wool, if I said silk, if I said cotton, if I said cashmere, what would that be? It's going to be natural. I'll give you one. That was natural. So the other ones would be like polyester, spandex, acrylic, nylon, stuff like that. Okay, so that's strand 4, hair and fibers. Okie smokes. And then this one was cool. Remember the balloons in class? Remember that? That was fun. Okay, so we analyzed fingerprints. Strand 5 is all about fingerprints. So you're looking at these things here. And I also, so in here I gave you, for the question, I wanted you to identify what type of fingerprint it was. And I also, because remember there's 1st degree identifying and 2nd degree, and they had all those little things that you could actually label so you can go, oh, this looks like this. So, well, right, this looks like this actually. So, which of these is it? And yeah, fingerprints. We did that one for a minute because there were a lot of cool labs and I was like, I like it. So we did. Okay, that was strand 5. Strand 6, blood spatter. That one was good too. I like that one. Okay, students will investigate the characteristics of blood testing, and blood stain analysis. So there were 4 components in blood and we made it. Remember we made it in those little bottles? We made the 4 components with food items, but yeah, we made it. And then I want you to identify 2 types of blood spatter patterns. Maybe that's one I should give you because that's kind of an unfair question because you're like, okay, that's been a minute. I'm going to give you some words so you can be like, you can pick your favorite. So pick your 2 favorite. So that's going to be drip, cast off, transfer, swipe, wipe, arterial, expirated, misting, and void. So pick your favorite. Pick your favorite blood spatter pattern. Right on. Okay, and then 7. Okay. Remember we had to, in strand 7, we were talking about the various aspects of death. So the actual strand 7, wording is students will investigate various aspects of death. So that's their strand. Various aspects. So it's getting into the anatomy a little bit. So we talked about anatomical position, directional terms. We talked about regions of the body. So that's what this is all about. So pause it if you need to. That's strand 7. So then we went boop to 8. Okay. So 8, just so I'm giving you the right information in my planner book. Strand 8. Students will explore aspects of the criminal mind. That was fascinating when we did that. So I hope you remember. It. Okay, so students will explore aspects of the criminal mind. So I'll give you a couple of questions here. What's the difference between serial killers, mass murderers? We talked about basically psychological aspects of killers. We talked about brain abnormalities that they could have. We talked about profiling procedures. Okay, and that's this last question is about that. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a review because you've had to answer some of these questions. I want you to, I know this doesn't take your whole time today, so I want you to, I'm looking at my grade book going, there are a lot of holes in it. If you have holes in your grade, you need to fix it. So get to work. We're almost done. Don't give up. I want you to succeed. I'm not marking anything down for being late. Just get it in. Okay, so we will see you with a Quizlet and a test next time. Thanks.